Okay guys, good day. Today we're going to talk about is laws of indices. Right? Okay, let's talk about first law. The bases are the same, right? And multiplication, you have to multiply the a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So what you need to do is just add the indices, right? So the base is a, the median is 3 square multiplied by 3 to the power of 4. So what you have is 3. First, of course, you have to determine both must be the same, right? Then you add the indices provided it is multiplication, right? So what you have is 3 to the power of 2 plus 4, right? That means 3 to the power of 2 plus 4, 6, done deal, right? Let's go to the second one. Okay, if it is divide, you're gonna minus, alright? So imagine it's 2 to the power of 7 divided by 2 to the power of 5. So you're going to give you 2, 7 minus 5. That will give you 2, 7 minus 5 is 2 square. And do, right? Leave your answer in an index form. Yeah. Okay. The third one. All right. The third law. Well, we have a to the power of m. You just have to times it out. Right? Okay. So what I have is let's say 7 square, right, to the power of 4. So what I have is 7, 2 times 4 is 8, so 7 to the power of 8, done deal. Never I've seen some student give it me as 7 square. Okay, 7 square, then they put is the 4, they put 2 to the power of 4. Okay, this is absolutely wrong. There's no such thing as 7, right, 2 then 2 to the power of 2, then the 4 here is for the 2. No, you just multiply 2 times 4. Easy life. Okay, don't make it difficult. Alright, so the next one is AB, and the m is outside. You can always expand it. It means a to the power of m, b to the power of m. So let's say it's 2 times 3. Okay, and to the power of 6, that means it will be 2 to the power of 6 times 3 to the power of 6. Done deal. Alright, that's it. Number 4, right, is the division. So same thing, the m goes for both a and b. All right, so let's say we have 2 over 3 to the power of 2. So this will be 2 squared over 3 squared. Okay, all right, simple. Now number 6 is my favorite, right? We have let's say for example the 3 to the power of square, right, 3 square, 4th root, right? So it'll be 2 over 4. The numerator will be the 2. Alright, the denominator will be the root. Right, so 3 to 4, that means what? 3 to the power of 1 over 2, 3 power 3.5. Right, 3 to the power of half. Right, same thing as this. Right, you can split them. That means for example you have square root of 2 over 4, 2 third, right, 2 over 3. Okay, that will be root 2 over root 3. Done deal. Okay, same thing, square root of 2 times 3. This one will be root 2 times root 3. Okay, simple. Anything above 0 is equal to 1. That's what our number 9 says. Alright, the law. Alright, so that means this one is what? 3 above 0 is 1. 8 above 0 is 1. 18 above 0 is still 1. 918 to the power of 0 is still 1. Okay, anything above 0 is 1. We will talk more about this number 9 when we do logarithm in AMATS. Yeah, alright. Number 10 is very useful. Right, anything with negative power we can make it positive power provided the numerator is 1. Right, for example 2 to the power of negative 1 will be equal to 1 over 2. Right, the negative one you can put here, positive one, but not necessary for you to write. So you just leave it as 2 to the power of, 1 over 2, which is half one. Alright, simple. Alright, let's go through some examples. Right, the first example that I've written, that I've done is number 1. Okay, see, let's say we have 7 square, right, to the power of negative 3. Right, this will be 7 2 times negative 3. Okay, so equal to 7 2 times 3 negative 6. Right, so that will give you 1 over 7 to the power of 6. Okay, can this what law did I apply? I apply what? I've applied the a m, right, n, that will give me a m n. That's one of the law, and the other law is a negative to the power of negative n, that will give you 1 over a to the power of n. Always remember, it's always 1 over the a to the power of the index become positive, right? Very simple. Okay, all right, let's go to the second one. Okay, second example that I've done is 7 to the power of negative 2 to the power of 2, right? That will give 7 negative 2 times 2, that will give you 7 to the power of negative 4, that will give you 1 over 7 to the power of 4. Okay, let's go to the third example. Alright, this is negative 7, then the square, right, outside the bracket. Okay, so this will be same as negative 7 times negative 7, negative multiplied by negative give you positive, that means 7 square, right? I want you to see this. The next one is 7. Instead of 2, I put 3, an odd number. When I have an odd number, the negative stays. Okay, so remember, when it is even number, the negative is gone. Sorry about that. Okay, negative is gone. Okay, and alright, number 5, we have a negative 7, then we have negative 2, right? So what we do, 1 over 7, negative 7 to the power of positive 2, right, equal to 1 over 7 square. Simple, right? Number 6 is what happens if there's no bracket, right? There's no bracket, so I put negative 2 here, right? It will be 1 over negative 7 square. Okay, the negative stays, right? The negative stays. Okay, take note of the two differences here. All right. Okay, the next one, number 7. Okay, we have root 6 to the power of 3, root 6. That will be 2 3 over 6. That means we got 2 1 and 3 and 6 will give half, isn't it? Okay, right, simple. All right, you can also write this as square root of 2. The 1, the numerator is here, the denominator is 2, square root, done deal. Okay, so that means 2 to the power of half is root 2. Alright, this is very useful when doing A maths, right? Even for E maths, you're gonna have some fun about this. Okay, there will be very interesting questions that you do need to know about these two, right? That you can swap it out. Okay, okay, number 8. We have 2 to the power of negative 1, very easy already. It's 1 over 2, right? Number 9. Okay, number 9. What we have is 1 over negative 7 to the power of negative 2, right? That will give you 1 over negative 7 to the power of positive 2. You see? That means 1 over divide by where does this divide come from? This divide come from this line, right? This line. Okay, so 1 over 7 square, right? That would be 7 square. That's it. Alright, simple. Number 10, let's go to the next page. Okay, number 10, we have 2 to the power of negative 3 plus 5 to the power of 0. Remember, anything to the power of 0 is 1, right? So this one make a positive index, so 1 over 3 plus 5 to the power of 0 is 1, right? So that means 1, this is 1 over 8 plus 1, that will give you 1 and 1, right? Simple. Okay, let's go to number 11. This I want to show you the difference between this is plus and the next example is times, right? So 2 to the power of negative 3 times 5 to the power of 0, right? So this will be 1 over 8 plus, is time, okay, times 1, right? So obviously 1 over 8. Simple. Alright, okay, let's go to number 12. Okay, number 12 is 3 to the power of 4 power of negative 2 divided by 3 squared, right, to the power of negative 3. Okay, So this will be 4 times 2 is 8, so it's negative 8 divided by 3 to the power 2 times 3 negative 6. That will give you, so 3 to the power negative 8 divide, so you minus negative 6. See? Right? So 3 negative 8 minus minus is plus 6, so that will give you 3 to the power negative 2, right? And make in the positive index 1 over 3 square. Alright? Always remember the denominator must be 1. Okay, let's go to number 13. Alright? Okay, number 13 is our lucky number. Fourth root of what? 16 over 256. Right? That will give you the fourth root. 16 is 2 to the power 4. 256 is 2 to the power 8. Right? That means this will be 2 to the power 4 over 4. The denominator 4 comes from the root, right? And 2 to the power 8 over 4, right? And of course 4 over 4 is 1, so it's 2 whole and 2 square, right? Okay, so that means 2 1 minus 2. Why minus? Because it's divide, right? Okay, so equal to 2 to the power negative 1, and making positive index will be equal to half. Simple, right? Let's go to 14. Question 14, right? Question 14, we have 2 square times 64. Okay, obviously we have to change the 64 into a prime number, right? Prime indices, right? So 2 square, yeah, times 64. 64 is 8 square. The simplest. If you cannot remember what 64 is, 2 to the power what? Relax. Alright, so 2 square, 8 is what? 8 is very easy, right? 2 cube, right? Then the square you put back. So this will be 2 square times 2. 3 times 2, 6, right? So that will be giving you 2 to the power 8. Simple. Okay, number 15. Alright, number 15, what we have is cube root of a square, right, to the power of negative 6. Wow. Okay, so the first thing, we whatever inside bracket here, a 2 over 3 times 2 over negative 6 here. Alright, so that will give us, oops, oh, my cartoon character is getting bigger now, a little bit small. Alright, be humble, equal to, I put here so I don't disturb the cartoon character there. So what we have is 3 and 6 cancel off, is 1 equal 2, so 8 of negative 4, leave in a positive index, so 1 over, alright, 8 of positive 4. Simple. Alright, let's go to number 16. Okay, number 16 is what I call as a layered cakes. Right, yeah, in mathematics we have layered also, right? So a squared, then it's a cube root, then of course we have the 6 root. Okay, so what we have is equal to 6 root, leave it as it is, we change this one first, right? So a 2 over 3, right? That will give you a 2/3 divide by 6, because it's, you know, the loss is what, a to the power sorry, let me just make it nicer for you. Okay, let me just draw a line. Remember our loss is what, a to the power m, or root n is equal to a m over n, right? This is division line, correct or not? So it's division also, right? Okay, so what we have is a 2/3 times by 1 over 6. That will give you the 2 and the 6 can cancel. 1, this is this one is divided by 2, so it's 3, so 8 of 1 over 9, right? Simple. Okay, let's go to number 17. Another layer cakes, beautiful layers, yeah, much more complicated. Alright, then we have this cube root, then we have a square root, then we have 1 over cube root of a. Okay, very interesting, isn't it? So this is the type of question that the examiner is just trying to intimidate you. Alright, just want to make sure that you know your laws. Okay, although you're not a law student, right? But in mathematics you must know the law of indices. Okay, the square root, leave it as this, so change this one first, right? So 1 over a 1 over 3, sorry, 1 over 1 over 3, right? Where I got the 1 from the A, right? Okay, then after that we'll give you cube root, stay as it is, then change this into negative index, right? We have a square root of a to the power of negative 1 over 3, right? And then what happened? Well, what we have is the get rid of the square, so cube root stays, the square the second one, right? So a to the power of negative 1 over 3 divide by 2, correct not? Because it's a square root, right? The square root, the 2 will come from the square root, right? You don't have to write there, right? So what we have is a cube root of a negative 1 over 6, right? That will give you a negative 1 over 6 divided by 3, right? Because of the cube root there, right? That will give you a negative 1 over 18, right? And if it has a positive index, will be 1 over a 1 over 18, right? To the power of 1 over 18. Simple, right? Very interesting, right? It looks complicated, but actually it's simple. Do not be intimidated, right? Just apply the law, right? Slowly, and you will get it, right? So let's do number 18. Number 18, another intimidating question. So square root of 1 over 4, and we have fourth root, okay? And we have a square root of 1 over 4. Beautiful, right? So what we have, how are we going to do? All right, first thing, do not panic, okay? So get the numerator. Square root of 1 over 4 means it's half, isn't it? Yeah, you know why it's half now? Okay, let's show you. Square root of 1 over 4, right? It means we split the square root, right? Square root of 1 and square root of 4, right? So becomes square root of 1 is still 1, square root of 4 is 2, so half, okay? Simple. Alright, this is not the end of it, okay? The denominator is not done yet, so what we have is fourth root of square root of 1 over 4, and this one is a half, right? Okay, so equal to numerator half stays, right? So this one will be the square root of half is what? 2 to the power of negative 1, isn't it? Fourth root, okay? That will give you numerator is still half, right? So this one will be 2 to the power of negative 1 over 4, because fourth root, right? Okay, remember your law of indices, a to the power of m over n to the root n, sorry, a to the power of m root n. That will give you a m over n, okay? Let's recall the formulas, the laws, right? And what you have here, this is not the end of the story. This will be equal to 2 to the power of negative 1. Where I get from? Half, isn't it? Because remember, your half just now is 2 to the power of negative 1, right? You must know how to reverse it backward, correct or not? Remember, your a to the power of negative n equal to 1 over a to the power of positive n, right? So the positive n you reverse backwards, you will get 2 to the power of, right? That means a to the power of negative n. So a in this case will be 2 to the power of negative 1. Why 1? Because it's 2 to the power of 1. Okay? Alright. So back to here, divide. This divide is from this line. Right? That is the division sign. 2 to the power of negative 1 over 4. Right? So that means it will be equal to 2 to the power of negative 1 minus the, why minus? Because it's division, so minus 1, right? So minus 1 over 4, right? So what we have is 2 to the power of 1 minus is plus, so negative 3 over 4, right? That will give you leave your answer in positive index. That will give you 1 over 2 to the power of 3 over 4. Done deal. Okay, easy. Number 19, let's go to the next page. Number 19, where we have a 2 to the power of 5, x to the power of 4, y to the power of 7 multiplied by 2 to the power of 6, x to the power of negative 2, and y to the power of 1. You don't have to write 1, okay? It's understood to be 1, right? Positive, right? So 2 and 2, we can combine them, it's multiplied, so we add the indices, right? So 5 plus 6, x 4, and this, so x power 4 plus negative 2, right? And the y 7 plus the 1. Okay, can, huh? Alright, so what we have is 2 to the power of 11, x positive 2, and y is 8. Done deal. Simple. And the last question, number 20. Number 20 is slightly complicated, but it's doable, don't worry. Okay, so 1 over negative 5 cube, then bracket 1 over x plus 12. Okay, again, this is the type of question that your teachers will love to test you, right? Your ability to understand the question is very interesting. Okay, so 1, so where is this? Just multiply, that's all. So negative 5 cube over x to the power of 12, right? Alright, so after that simplify further, means 1 divided by negative 5 cube over x to the power of 12. Why divide? Student will ask, because of this division line, right? That's why it's divide. Okay, alright, so after that so we negative is still negative, right? So negative, this one just reverse because it's division, right? So x power 12 numerator, 5 cube will be the denominator, right? Simple, very simple, right? That's all about the laws of indices. Alright, take care guys, have a nice day, bye bye.